however it went, it's been fun to watch people who just grow into their careers with our company, and it's really fun to watch the future. I was listening to Roy Taylor a minute ago when he said that he failed, and this has nothing to do with my presentation, but it's because I love taking notes. He said he failed at everything he did, and I wrote down, Mr. Tatum didn't fail at anything, he grew through everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how he is. I want to just clear up a couple of things, only because I want to make sure that we're clear, because there's a lot going on right now, and I just want to make sure that everybody's on top of this. First Step Training is an online training program. Every time we recruit a brand new associate, the very first thing we do with them is send them to mylegalshield.com/start. That is the First Step Training. That is not the basic training classroom. That is the First Step Training. Before, when we recruited a new associate, we had to sit down with them and go through the game plan interview. First Step is the same thing as the game plan interview, but what if Wayne Reed recruited me today, and I'm brand new, and I recruit Tanisha tonight, how am I going to train her? When I don't even know what I'm doing. That's what we did with the online First Step Training, so that every brand new person, the minute they get started, they go to mylegalshield.com/start. They actually print off the game plan interview form, the First Step form, right there from the website, and every one of those items are numbered on the First Step form. They're all numbered, and every one of those numbers has an MP3 or a Windows Media Player file telling them how to fill out that form. So now we have an automated system where when you start somebody, you don't need to say, look, we're going to get together 48 hours from now. No. You go online right now to mylegalshield.com/start, print off the form, listen to each one of those files. It'll take you step by step through the form. Then let's launch your business. Get them immediately plugged into the next basic training class, which is the classroom segment that Mr. Branch and his crew will be teaching on Monday night. It's important to know that you can't elect to go to the online basic training course. You have to meet certain criteria, i.e. being at least 2 hours away from the closest one, before the company will allow you, and you have to call in. They will verify that you're qualified to do the online training because there's not one near you. We know that when you're in a classroom environment, you're going to get more than if you're on the computer. Everybody with me on this?
Yeah.
Okay, now I need your help. Mr. Branch needs your help. How many of you all are going to be attending the basic training class this Monday night? Please raise your hand so he can get a good count. I will tell you right now, if you're in this company and you're not working on your job Monday night, you need to be there Monday night, because this is a whole new basic training program. It'll be critical that you know, so that when you're talking to your brand new associate, what that looks like, okay? So you can edify the event, so make sure you're there. Secondly, Fast Start qualification, okay? This is not a Fast Start class anymore. The new name is Basic Training. Fast Start, we still Fast Start qualify after we take the Basic Training class. Used to, in the Prepaid Legal days, when you recruited a new associate, their clock started the day that they became a new associate, and they had 30 days to Fast Start qualify. Under the new program, they have 30 days. You want to get them in the next basic training class, but as long as they attend their basic training class within their first 30 days, their 30-day clock starts when they complete the basic training class. So now we're going to give them absolutely, we're going to know what they're doing before we just unleash them. Now, if they don't attend the basic training class within their first 30 days, their 30 days is up. So you want to get them plugged into the next basic training class. Mr. Branch, I think we're scheduled about every couple of weeks, aren't we? Outstanding. Okay. Okay, so I want to just kind of share with you some stuff here that we did. And I do want to show you this. I was very fortunate to be one of 7 people that was on the task force with Mid-Ocean. And since February, I've been going back and forth to Dallas. That's why I've been, you haven't seen me at a lot of the events. You all know I'm always at the weekly briefing, all the different Super Saturday stuff. But I've been flying back and forth to Dallas, working on the convention and everything else, all the deliverables that we did today. And this is just the notes that have come from our planning for what Dallas was about.
Wow.
Okay, you start to get the idea of how big this was. And I can tell you, I've been in sales and marketing 20 corporate years of my life, and I will tell never seen, when they signed the paper June 30th, I have never seen a company put together what they put together in the length of time they did. We actually built, the task force built the content, but MidOcean built the brand. Are y'all doing this? And so they flew us into Dallas on Monday morning of convention week, the 7 of us, and on Tuesday morning we met, and they showed us everything, except the video. We didn't see the reveal video. And as soon as Alan finished his presentation on stage, he brought Jesse McPherson and I up to do what I'm going to do briefly for you today. But here's the thing that was so interesting. I was backstage, and those of you who are in Dallas heard Jesse laughing about me, bawling my eyes out backstage. When I saw the reveal video, we were watching on this big screen backstage, and we were next up, and we were mic'd up, maked up, everything had makeup on there. And as soon as that was over, I just literally started bawling my eyes. I've been here 16 years, and I am bawling, going, oh God, we got to get on stage. And I'm trying to wipe all this stuff off. And then she's talking about her fake eyelashes. And, false eyelashes. And so I was sitting here just trying to get my composure back to get on stage, but anyway, it was fun. Let me have that for just a second. Let me tell you what was so fun about this. When it was interesting because the very first person that saw the flip chart that wasn't on the task force, the first thing, I'm going to get, come on, man. Come on. Give a big hand to this man in white. So this is our flip chart. Now, the presentation my wife did this morning, it's the flip chart. Everybody with me? Yeah. Now, I'm going to give you a little tip. Michael Dorsey, the gentleman who recruited me in the company, he and I did an online version of this. Yes. So in 22 minutes, we went through the entire flip chart, plus have the reveal video at the end of it to close it up with. Yeah. So if you're talking to someone and your main focus is the membership and the benefits of our membership, you can send them to www.ihelppeople.info. www.ihelppeople.info. So if your focus is the membership, send them to ihelppeople.info. It's the same verbiage that you're talking about. If your focus is more on the opportunity with the person, send them to www.getpaidtoday.com. www.getpaidtoday.com. Now, both of those links will take you to the same presentation. And it's this presentation. It's a flip book. That's the only presentation there is a flip chart presentation. So if you want to get some ideas on how you can use a flip chart, you can watch it yourself and learn. You can send prospects there. We don't capture the information. It's there for you. All you can do is send them there, follow up with them. But it's 22 minutes and 30 seconds in length. It's a great way to where you can get people all across the country exposed immediately. I'm not going to go through the flip chart, but I did want to just show you. I want to show you one thing on the flip chart. The first person that saw it, when they opened the first page, they said, well, we need that page that says there's 5 things that we're going to evaluate. Your company, the product, the need, the market. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's the way it used to be. And I said, what's interesting, because what I watched from February, when I first started working with MidOcean, all the way down to Monday morning before convention, what I watched was what you all saw today. Listen, I'm saying this in a very respectful way, but it's going to come out really bad. So don't take it the way I'm saying it, but listen to what I'm saying. Listen through what I'm saying, not at what I'm saying. MidOcean doesn't really care what we think. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Who do you think they're trying to attract?
The market.
Customers. So we can get up here and say, we're going to talk about the 5 areas that we're going to evaluate 5. I wonder if that would have gotten an 87% response for consumers. Are you with me? This first sentence is 87% of consumers said, I'm attracted to that statement. Why in the world wouldn't you open with something that 87% of the people are going to say, I want to find out more about that? Yeah. So all I'm saying to you is, because we got to go through that entire process with them, whether you like this or not, trust in this. Right. They have 650 million reasons why it is the way it is. Are y'all with me here? So no matter whether listen, I could do this presentation in my sleep. And the first time I did this, I was uncomfortable. It was like the first time I ever did a first presentation. I tell people, I don't remember who I gave my first presentations to, but if I did, I would send them all sympathy cards. It was critical, okay? It was no different the first time I did this. I went, man, this is, it's a different way of thinking. I've always believed that the opportunity is a result of the incredible membership we provide. So, the opportunity is a byproduct of the product. The product's not a byproduct of the opportunity. Otherwise, you don't keep your memberships long, right? The opportunity is a byproduct of the product. And so I've always believed this philosophy, but we've never really had a presentation that totally drove that philosophy. You follow me? And so mid-ocean was 650 million reasons, and all the research data in the world, I got an email from somebody, they said, when you redo things, you might want to consider doing this. And I'm going like, well, let's see. When you put $650 million on the table to do the research, we'll consider what you have to say. You understand? So I'm not being disrespectful. Please don't hear me that way at all. But because I went through this process, listen, we had some knockdown, drag-out conversations. There was 7 people, 7 field people, and there was different philosophies in that room. Totally different philosophies. And I won't get into the politics of that, but there were times when we literally were up in each other's faces with each other about, you're wrong, no, you're wrong. And it wasn't quite like that, but it wasn't far from that, okay? Because they're all different philosophies. And, you think about this. Everybody looks at me as a groupie. I'm not a groupie, okay? I've written a couple of groups, but I'm a team builder. I recruit. I teach people. If they want to do group, I plug them into the group system. If they want to do small business, I plug them into Cassie. If they want to build a team, I help them build a team. But I'm not the person you want to talk to about group, even though I've done a couple just to see if I could more than any other reason. But I love developing people, not going out and really doing enrollments in companies, okay? And I love the fact that a lot of my people do that. But that's not who I am. But when people who don't know what I do, they think I'm a producer because I love our product. I built my business on the strength of the product. So all of a sudden, Jesse McPherson comes from a different line of sponsorship, and they're all about the opportunity. And so when Alan Burnley and Rip Mason put the two of us together, they knew exactly what they were doing. See, because they knew they were bringing two totally conflicting philosophies about how to build a business properly. And so instead of them, and every time Jesse would go to them and say, well, da-da-da-da-da, and Alan would go, yep, I know. And I go and go, well, da-da-da-da-da, and they go, yep, I know. And all they did was force us, because we had to put it together, all they did was force us to come to an agreement to make both sides work fair. You with me? So this is not Dave Cibola's philosophy. This is not Mark Smith's philosophy. This is LegalShield philosophy. Right. It's our philosophy. Yes, and we all need to protect the integrity of this brand. Critically important. Is everybody with me? Yes, sir. Okay, so you got the flip chart here. Phone number is on the front page. You can dial right in the phone number. It'll do the presentation for you. Simple, duplicatable system that somebody told me that they said a dog could do this. I don't know if a dog can do it or not, but it's done. By the way, Lafredo did a phenomenal job of talking about our new benefits. This is the brochure that the company put together. It's beautiful, as you can see. It's full color. It's not 2 colors, not black and what in the previous they call it black and mud. But it's full color, and it shows all the different things. And Donnie and I have a testimonial in this brochure because my Sprint bill, what I save on my Sprint bill, of course, we got kids on Sprint too, so just so you're clear about that. What we save on our Sprint bill from this association more than pays for our LegalShield membership every month. Wow. We get that just to be involved. So there's a beautiful brochure on that. Very excited about that. This is a customer brochure. And I want to walk through this for just a second because we used to carry a lot of clutter. When I'd sit down with somebody, I'd have to put together my little black folder with, the placemat brochure, the LegalShield brochure, the safeguard brochure, the safeguard for minors, the identity theft brochure, the temporary membership package, the temporary membership cards, the decal, all that stuff together, right? Well, there was 12 items that we now made one. So instead of a lot of clutter, and having to spread this stuff out all over the table, this is it right here, okay? This is a new, what they call, and you call corporate office to order this, you can order as many as 100 at a time right now. It's called the universal brochure. You call it something else, like a customer leaflet or something, they probably won't understand. It's called the universal brochure, but it follows our logo design, LegalShield, full color, and it goes in. I want you to listen to this. I think this is the first thing that they see in here, which I think is pretty interesting. How many of y'all have ever had somebody ask you what kind of attorneys you get for such a low monthly cost? Raise your hands if you ever have. We all get that, right? And my question and my answer has always been, what kind of attorneys do you have now? And they go, well, I don't have one. I said, well, ours are better. That's kind of my philosophy is, right? But right here, when you open the book, right here, as it says up here, I want you to look at what it says. This is the best explanation of what we do to anybody, is LegalShield with power numbers. With the commitment of 1.4 LegalShield members, we're able to negotiate comprehensive legal services with a dedicated network of law firms to help at a fraction of the price they normally would charge, right? At a fraction of what they traditionally cost. Because our attorneys aren't waiting to get paid, but instead are prepaid, you with me? Okay? But instead of prepaid, they're motivated to treat all of our customers and their needs equally. Covering 49 states and 4 provinces of Canada, our law firms are experienced, responsive, reliable. It's power in numbers. It's LegalShield, total access, total freedom. That's a huge statement, and that's the first thing that's in that customer brochure with you. And so, as we go through the brochure, it really just talks about what your membership included, right? And it goes, you're one call away, and it talks about the different areas of coverage, the LegalShield benefits. And here what it goes through is, you'll notice if you're sitting down with someone, then we'll go down here. When we get to trial defense, this is a standard trial defense plan. Standard trial, right? Now, when you go to the next page, it talks about what your LegalShield covers and who it covers. And then the next page has the expanded plan.
Yes.
So remember, we're not trying to upgrade people, we're not trying to downgrade people, we're trying to give people what they want. And when it gets to the expanded plan page, it says right there, if you feel more susceptible to lawsuits or just desire to have more trial benefit hours available to you, we have an expanded plan for an additional $9 a month. Your trial benefits will begin with 75 hours of attorney's time instead of the 60. Everybody with me? So we explain to them right here on the brochure. So, because what we want, I don't really care if they buy the standard plan or the expanded plan. I want them to keep the plan.
Right.
You know, if I market an expanded plan and that $9 a month takes them out of the game, then what did I really do? Nothing. I got a commission check that isn't going to keep the member. So we want to make sure that we market the plans right for them. Then we have the identity theft shield, safeguard for minors, exclusions to identity theft. Need one more reason to join LegalShield? We have 50 of them. Listen, when somebody buys a membership from you, you don't want to just take their money and leave. You give them this, and on the back page, you write down the Davis Miles Law Firm, the phone number 800-435-5081, and this is what you leave with them. So now when they go home, they've got this in hand, and if you look at what we used to have to provide, remember all this stuff?
Yeah.
Right? Remember all this stuff? Temporary membership kits, let's say identity theft, LegalShield, you know, temporary membership cards, 101 reading brochure, that costs $2.12. This one brochure that does all of that and more is 35 cents.
Come on.
The next one, this is the one Alan Furley said, this is the one that he enjoyed the most because he said on the old brochure, on the old membership package, when you open it up, he said the first thing it said was your will. And he said, I lost the will to live when I started, right? Because it was pretty black and white and boring, right? So this is the new membership package. And I've got this thing printed off, so it goes kind of like, it's just like a book. It'll open up. There's a lot of notes in here, so I can't use this. But so But look what it says. The very first, oh, by the way, when they get here, okay, this is who they're going to call, all that stuff. It's got everything there. Look what it says. The very first thing the new customer here, when they get their membership package, this is going to have their temporary membership cards, their will questionnaires, all the stuff in it. But it says, congratulations, you've made the important decision to provide legal coverage. First thing it said, congratulations, instead of your will. Right? Congratulations, you made the important decision to provide legal coverage for yourself and your family. Under the protection of LegalShield, you and your family can live your lives worry-free every day and every night. When? Now and forever. Now you can have the peace of mind of knowing that you're part of an exclusive club. Who wants to be a part of an exclusive club? Right? You're part of an exclusive club of people who can say, let me consult with my attorney before making any legal decisions. With this one-of-a-kind legal services product, you can speak to an attorney on any matter without worrying about high hourly costs. What percentage of consumers love that statement? 87%, right? You're reconfirming to them what they bought when they open this and read this. One flat monthly fee covers everything from the trivial to the traumatic. This guide contains everything you need to get the most out of your membership cards, a will questionnaire, and a copy of your contract. Take time to review this guide with your covered family members so you all know how to effectively use your membership benefits. Most of all, never hesitate to call. The sooner you contact your provider law firm regarding a question or situation, the sooner they can advise you on your rights and options. It's that easy. It's that straightforward. It's LegalShield, total access, total freedom. So that's the first thing they do. Information's got the member name stuff there. Provider law firm, their information's up there with the provider law firm. The benefit overview, 101 reasons to use LegalShield. This is a return envelope which is going to be there for the will questionnaire. So, and on the will questionnaire, it's full color. Again, it's full color. It's not just black and white, right with me? Full color, and it's got all these little things like it did before, but you never noticed them before because it was black and white. But if you look on the left-hand side over here, in the margins, it says estate, everything that you own at your passing, after payment of debts and taxes. It kind of gives these explanations of what these words mean to the person filling this out, right? Will, peace of mind. It's got testimonials here from some of our members as they go through this. Again, guardian, trustee, joint tenants with rights of survivorship. So again, all these definitions, and then it gives them again information in the margins. So after they complete that, they've already got that in their place. It says to have your will prepared. It tells them exactly, step by step, how to do that in 3 simple steps. This is not their sample contract, but this will be their actual membership contract. Now remember, they're not signing a contract for any time with our company. We are contracting our services to them. This is a month-to-month service that nobody should ever want to be without, but this is a LegalShield contract that says this is what we're providing for you in legal definition as a part of being a LegalShield member. Right with this? Right. Privacy policy, so they know that we keep their information confidential about your membership cards, and guess what? Now we don't have 2 separate cards anymore. The LegalShield, I'm sorry, the 24-hour, listen. I've watched everybody mess this up all day long, saying Prepaid Legal instead of LegalShield. And so your membership cards, your LegalShield membership cards, are now one card with the number to your provider law firm and the number to the 24-hour, 7-day-a-week hotline. And then finally, the decals that actually go on the vehicles as well. And that's the back of the brochure. So here's what I was telling you. In closing, I was trying to think the best way I could describe to you. And some of you all know this and some of you don't. It's not really that important. But 16 years ago, when I saw this, I was unemployed, like a lot of people today are, right? Matter of fact, Market Watch came out with a story 3 days ago and said, the number of people in poverty today is the biggest number of people in the 56 years they've been tracking this information. Now, here's what all the financial experts are saying, and it's no secret, the middle class is going away.
Yep.
There's going to be an upper class and a lower class. There will be no more middle class. So what we do to define which one of those classes we will be in either says we continue working in jobs, letting somebody else make that decision where we end up, or we can take control of our financial futures and define where we will end up. I like the ability to define that better than leaving that in somebody else's hands. Would y'all agree? So when I look back, I went to get a hot check to start the company, to start my business, and my first commission check was $62.50. And the cost of entry at that time was $49. It kept my hot check from bouncing, right? Within 90 days, doing this part-time, I was earning $4,000 a month. Part-time. And of course, I went full-time. I went to my first convention, and I came back and went full-time. 6 months later, my 9th month in the company, my personal income went over $10,000 a month. That was September of 1996. I've never made less than $10,000 a month since September of 1996. But my second year, 1997, I made $224,000. That's when I met my beautiful wife. Okay? And we became great friends. We got married almost 5 years ago, but we've been friends for years. She has her own business. She doesn't need me, but together we do better. Okay? And so within 4 years, I've already earned my first $1 million in personal income. My biggest month so far, I made $65,000 in 1 month. I think that's crazy how that can happen. I didn't send the money back to the company, but I still think it's crazy. But as I watched this whole process take place, and this is what I'll close with, as I watched this whole process take place, I went back and realized, after understanding the power of branding, I realized what we had all, so many people in this room, has already accomplished massive success in our company with what we had. And I was standing backstage, and I was thinking, what best describes what I'm feeling right now? And my thoughts took me back to when I came home from my second tour in Vietnam. And when I came home from my second tour in Vietnam, me and a buddy of mine from Topeka, Texas, had business cards printed up, and on the business cards we said, we have done so much with so little for so long, we can do anything with nothing forever. That is how I feel about where we are right now. I look at what we've accomplished with really nothing but our belief and our commitment to ourselves and our families. And I look at what Mid-Ocean is now going to do for us, and I think about what our future looks like, and I've never in my life been more excited than I am today. And I will tell you as I leave that I want you to understand something that's real important to Donnie and I. You know, God blessed us in a lot of ways. And just because you have money doesn't mean you don't have life issues. You still have life issues. But I've had life issues when I was broke, and it wasn't near as nice as it was. You're not broke. Everybody with me? Okay? We could live anywhere in this country. Anywhere. We've had several houses. We can live anywhere we want to live. We elect to live here, and I'll tell you why. There's incredible leadership all over this country. But it's our relationships with you, it's the friendships that we've created here in Arizona, it's the leadership, it's knowing that when I leave and I'm doing a Super Saturday somewhere else, the same weekend that Mr. Branch is doing his Super Saturday, I don't have to worry about what's going on right here in Arizona. I know it's coming.
Hear, hear.
We appreciate you so much.